success. Find yours here at UCCS.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, you're tuned in to the Lions Den, official source of UCCS Sports. We had the first opening weekend for UCCS softball last week. We covered some of the results, but weren't able to give you all the results because they played into the weekend. Unfortunately for them, though, their final game of the series got canceled there with Dixie State. But over the weekend, fell a little bit short in those two games, falling to Montana State Billings 12-3 and to Dixie State 8-1. So kind of a tough start for the Mountain Lions so far this season. They did get that one victory last Thursday when we were talking about the show, but just one win over that road trip to start the season. Spencer, what's your take for UCCS softball with a kind of a tough start to the season?
I mean, tough start, but when you look at this in retrospect, they're non-conference games, and a lot of the time when you have non-conference games at the beginning of a season, you're testing it out, you're feeling it, and that's what happened. Ricky Rothbauer was testing people in different positions, kind of seeing what the lineups were going to be. So this wasn't the 100% team and the straight-up roster that you're going to be seeing the rest of the year. She was testing the team to see what was going on. You traveled, you had 5 games in a matter of 4 days. I mean, it was just a lot for them to handle as well, but just getting back into the rhythm of everything. I mean, Montana State Billings, who we played first, they were just wrapping up 6 games, and we were opening up. So it's just, it's a learning curve, kind of joining up. We saw some great things. Missy Martinek had a crazy dive. Alex Cook had a crazy dive, and, it was just, some pitching was doing really well. We saw Christina Patton really step up to the plate and take the helm for a while. Stephanie Chatowski, I mean, everything was just doing really well this weekend. As far as I'm concerned, they're not going to have a problem the rest of the season. They were just, getting their feet wet for the first time in Utah.
Okay.
Yeah, honestly,
I like that take.
I do agree with Spencer. We saw a lot of different lineups and a lot of different players, and I think that was kind of cool just to see who can come out and really perform. And a little friendly competition never hurt anybody. So we saw a lot of different position matchups, position changes, and it was good to see there. And then also, like you said, it was a tough one, but a lot. I think the toughest thing last year was hitting for this Mountain Lions team. And this weekend really showed me that really has changed. We saw Lexi Bellion get a couple. We saw Whitney Weber. Just a couple of those names that we've heard for a couple of years, and really now, as Danny Fonseca gone, it's their team now. So also Nikki Hoffman. But it's just it was interesting to see how they did in these 5 games, and now it's just a learning curve. And, okay, non-conference, like you said, it's hard. And, we see with baseball, having a good time with Cal Poly Pomona and then CSU Pueblo. I just think give them another weekend, give them it's just a learning curve, I feel, and this is a very young team.
I agree. And with the young team, I mean, a lot of them have never stepped on a college field before.
Right.
And so for them to do that, they, get their feet wet, like I keep saying, and be able to do that. Once they come home and they have their first game, they first get in the first couple conference games, they're going to feel more comfortable.
Okay, so you're saying opening home weekend, we're diving in the deep end?
Yes.
Feet wet.
Yes. Opening weekend versus Regis, they are ready to go.
Perfect.
Yep.
And that's going to be a few weeks away. So they come back from this trip. They got some time to work on some things, to build on what they've learned, and then hit it hard for the conference season, which still is a couple weeks away.
Yep, but I expect them to do great things. I think they shouldn't be worried about anything. This was just a great way to get started and for them to fall back into the softball season.
Well,
yeah. Simple as that,
Simple as that.
And having this weekend off, I think, will help just benefit getting more practice in, getting used to, what they saw. Because I know head coach Ricky Rothbauer always thinking of new ways that she can make the team better. And I know after, she'll take a little break, watch some film, see what she really can see, and maybe see some new things for this team. So I expect, as soon as conference starts, it'll be good.
Yep. It'll be good.
Absolutely.
Well, and we will certainly have all the games previewed for you when we approach that time. But we do need to recap a couple more games from this past weekend, which would be the UCCS men's basketball games. So we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we're going to go ahead and recap those games from this past weekend for your UCCS men's basketball team.
In my future, I'm twice as likely to have a stroke.
I'm at higher risk for depression.
I'm 26% more likely to develop an irregular heartbeat.
I have a 65% higher chance of developing diabetes.
No matter who we are,
these diseases can be managed or prevented when caught early on.
Because with better research,
the right medicine,
and with doctors who help keep me healthy to begin with,
we will thrive.